Blusher and bronzer can be so overwhelming, especially when you're shopping for it for the first time. So where do we start? I'm gonna show you step by step so that you will never get it wrong again. A lot of girls ask me, do I buy a bronzer? Do I buy a blusher? Well, I'm gonna tell you this and listen very carefully. You buy both because they serve two different purposes. You can wear both at every time or you can wear it by itself. As I said, they serve different purposes. One brings warmth to your face, another brings color to your face. There are a ton of bronzers out there. There are ones that are matte and there are ones that are shimmer. So the ones with shimmer bring luminosity to the face. You can see the little mica flecks in it. And what it does is that it brings a little shimmer, a little bit of luminosity. It evens out the skin tone if you need a little bit of that. Now also, when it comes to blusher and bronzer, you have a whole rainbow of colors. And look at my collection, like you have anything from pinks to bronzers to rose pinks. Also, let's not forget that other than powders, you can use creams. And creams are great to give you that three-dimensional blush look. So, you know, with blush and bronzer, we do like to layer them on. If you like a more moisturizing, glowy, dewy finish, I would use a cream blusher. It depends on the intensity of glow that you want to your face. I mean, don't be afraid by these cream concealers. They might look super bright in the pan, but when you touch them and when you blend them into the back of your hands, they're quite transparent. Usually what I do for my clients, I like to put a cream blusher first, sheer them out, put a little powder on them, and then continue with the powder color. And this means that, you know, your cheek color will last a little longer. So I'm gonna use like this coral color here, and I'm gonna mix it with a bit of a beige color over here. So remember guys, the deeper your skin tone, the darker the shade. If you are a really fair blonde, like a Nordic kind of a girl, I would use a very light color and a little bit of peach into it. It depends on your skin tone. If you are Middle Eastern or Latina, you would go for a deeper color as well and then layer a bronze over it. For Asian skin, it's really good to use a little bit of light pink like that. They look really pretty. And for really deep dark skin, I would use a plum color. When you warm it up on the back of your fingertips, locate where you want to put the blush. The higher the location, the more lifting it is. You want to put it on the apples of the cheek, but a little higher, so that it gives it visual illusion that it's going upwards. Where you want the concentration of color is where the first contact that your hands or your fingertips are going to land. Not here or here, like right here. So I'm going to put it right here. It lifts the face, it makes the skin look more happy, it makes you look more rested. With every cream-based product, if you need it to last a whole day, you want to actually lock it in. So I'm going to use a little bit of pigment-free powder. I'm going to dust it over, and then I'm going to put powder blush over it. So this is where you get that three-dimensional cheek color, rather than a flat wash. So when we talk about bronzers, you could use a matte bronze like this as well. I mean, matte is really great for sculpting the face. A bronze to me would actually warm up the face. I'm gonna use a matte bronze because on her face she's quite shiny already from the cream. We're gonna matte it down a little bit. Make sure that your brush has a bit of translucent powder in it that gives you maximum blendability, if that's a word. Put it in like this, swirl it. Don't forget to knock it at the back of your box. You should never do makeup like a 3-year-old trying to write. That's an awful way of doing it. Hold it at the back like this elegantly. Elegant hands, elegant brush, elegant makeup, okay? And then we're gonna sweep it in from top down like a C. Because remember, the color is over here, the bronzer goes this way. Never on top of the color, but sort of blending between the blush color, the bronzer, and then the skin. So we're gonna brush it in like this, gently. Notice that I don't press too hard in my blush brush because, you know, when you apply something, this is the shape of a brush, not like this. You should never do this to your brush. That's just cruel. So apply it to the side, 45 degrees down like this. This is how you wanna move. And that would give you that V-shaped face. Makes you look more youthful. And then to the other side as well, to the temples, 45 degrees down, aiming towards the side of the jaw, the side of the jaw into the chin. It's always more feminine to really make sure that you get a beautiful V-shaped chin at the end. Also, you might want to warm up the eyelids a little bit. We're going to change to a smaller brush, dip it in a little bit of translucent powder, and then run it on your eyelids like this for that, you know, monochromatic look. And now I'm going to apply a powder blush on top of the cream blush. in one fluffy stroke, we're gonna brush it down this way. Remember, I'm stroking it in a downward kind of direction because I want more color here and less color here. If you set your brush here and you try to go up, all the product's gonna be stuck there and you can't really blend there. So you wanna keep more of the blush product to the side of the face, and we just go down. And you know what? Just to look a little bit cheeky, I like to put a little bit on the tip of the nose. Don't you think girls just look like they're in love when they have a little bit of blush on the nose? This is so cute. A little bit on the chin and just a little bit like a whisper on the forehead. So that what you're trying to get is a monochromatic, united look. Nothing is worse than to have 2 spots on the side of your cheeks and then, brown patches on the side of your face. Make sure everything is blended, everything is married together, so that when you see your friends, they don't go, great blush. They just say, oh, you look amazing. Have you slept well? If you have a longer face shape, I would love to apply my blusher and bronzer like horizontally across, where that breaks up the face. If we have an oval shaped face, congratulations, you can wear any shape you want, but I would love to do it in a scoop, like a Nike kind of tick, like this. If you have a wide shaped face, like myself, super wide, I like to do my blush and bronzer like a number 3. So you start from the forehead, you go in and you come out and you go under the jawline like this. One more time. From the forehead, we're going in, we're gonna blend it right out, and we're gonna go under the jawline and finishing it off at the chin. The rule of thumb that I usually tell my girls and the makeup artists on my team is that to make sure that you could put blush anywhere, but at the side of the noses, probably a finger space, like from here to here, should be left skin color. And if you find that you've accidentally overblended and go straight into the nose, don't worry. You can use a highlighter pen like this, go straight back in, paint this out, and make sure that that special area is skin color. Because what happens is that if you put it right across into your side of your nose, it looks like you've got a cold, and you don't want to do that. Always make sure that this side of the face is illuminated and clean, and there should be no color, ever. Now, not all bronzers are created equal, and you realize that at the counter, different skin tones need different kind of bronzers. Like you have one that is a little bit more orange and one that is a little less red. Okay, so obviously if your skin has a lot of magenta, it's quite red, do not use the one that is too orange because that would just amplify the situation. Use something that's less. If you don't use a lot of cream and you find that your skin is quite dry, and even after using all the creams, I would suggest like a shimmery bronzer maybe, just to bring back a bit of a glow onto your cheeks. And if you find that some of you girls out there that, because we use a lot of SPF on our faces, that more than half the time, you have a lighter face and a darker body, so do not ignore your neck. So a bronzer with a beautiful brush like this, apply it on and stroke it down the neck to make sure that the color is even throughout. My rule of thumb is the bigger the area, the bigger the brush. With this lesson, I hope I've inspired you into the world of blusher and bronzer. When used correctly, these 2 products can really transform your complexion, and I hope that you're going to have a lot of fun playing with this.